How's it going, Who Dat Nation? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Minicamp just wrapped up. 2023 minicamp is in the books, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to be breaking down the winners and the losers that come out of minicamp. And before we get into it, I have to give this preface every single time we do one of these videos, because somebody in the comments section is like, how could you have a loser at practice, blah, 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 blah. Nobody's a true loser here, okay? It's a fun way to describe or to talk about who's looking good, who is, maybe not looking as good, or who might be at risk of losing like a starting role or something like that. So without further ado, let's get into the winners. You could guess it. The first winner is going to be Derek Carr, the quarterback of the New Orleans Saints. And man, he is a big-time winner because not only has he developed a lot of chemistry and a lot of chemistry and built on the relationships that he has in the locker room already, he is continuing to just take a hold of the team. He's showing that this is his team. He showed great leadership and phenomenal production and efficiency, whether it's throwing the ball deep to Chris Olave or hitting a check down with Alvin Kamara or hitting Kamara on a deep wheel route for a touchdown. It doesn't matter what it is. He's looking good doing it, and he feels good doing it, which is the biggest part that I've been paying attention to with Derek Carr at minicamp. And Catherine Terrell added this note, which I found pretty interesting. She said, Taysom Hill said it finally feels like the team is figuring out what's, quote, normal again. He said 2020 and 2021 were so abnormal that they don't really even know what normal is anymore. He said everything is gelling and things have been super positive so far. And I think that is a direct reflection of having a strong quarterback in the locker room like Derek Carr that not only is a good leader, but is a good football player as well. And I think this tweet, this report, and this feeling from Taysom Hill and the rest of the team is a direct reflection of Derek Carr being the team's quarterback because past couple of years, you didn't really have a true quarterback one going into the season. All right, so are you ready for some Saints training camp? Because if you are, I need you to type me in the comment section. I know I'm ready. This is going to be the next time we actually see the Saints get on the field in an organized fashion. So I'm excited for training camp to start. A lot of interesting battles that are going to be coming out of this. So if you're excited as well, type me in the comment section. All right, the next winner, and possibly the biggest winner of the summer so far, pretty much, I would say Chris Olave. He's a big-time winner because he's looked consistent, and he has looked very, very good, especially with his deep ball and the contested catches. Not only is he able to get open, find the ball, be able to track it down, come down with a catch, but he's also improving the contested catch portion of his game. And on top of that, he's a great deep threat that Derek Carr has been able to hit multiple times throughout practice. And Nick Underhill adding this over at New Orleans, at NOF Network, New Orleans Football. If you have unfamiliar with them, I would highly recommend giving him a follow. Chris Olave did not practice today. This is interesting. Bear in mind, mini camp, plenty of time. He didn't practice today, but he was out here watching and walking around. Also was told it was nothing to worry about. It's a minor situation, which coming from Dennis Allen sounds like it's an Achilles inflammation. So not a big deal. I wouldn't be worried about it. Everyone else says don't be worried about it, so I'm not worried about it. But here's how the wide receiver depth chart shakes out. You have Michael Thomas as your wide receiver 1. Chris Olave, a perfect complement to Michael Thomas. Rashid Shaheed is going to be an absolute lethal weapon in the slot role. If Hunter Renfrow trade goes down, this wide receiver room looks even that much better, and the competition gets that much tougher, which is something that I really like. And so, guys, I want you to let me know, how many touchdowns will Chris Olave have in 2023? Because he's a big-time winner, and if you remember last season, he had 119 targets, 72 receptions, 1,042 yards, and 4 touchdowns on 14.5 yards per catch. So, guys, I want you guys to let me know how many touchdowns Chris Olave will have in 2023. But before I get to that, I want to tell y'all about our awesome new sponsor we have on today's show. Today's show is sponsored by NordVPN. Protect your digital world now and get 63% off NordVPN's 2-year plan. NordVPN is striving to make the internet better than it is today. It can be free from online threats, censorship, and surveillance. Get your online security package now by visiting nordvpn.com/saintscs. Get 4 months for free by using that link in the description and comment section when you purchase the NordVPN 2-year plan. Let me tell you about all the features you're going to get with the NordVPN package. So not only are you going to get online protection with a single click, but you're never going to miss out on your favorite content. And on top of that, you stay safe from malware, and it's the fastest VPN on the planet. And one of my favorite things about it is I love to travel. And by using NordVPN, I can still get my shows whenever I'm out of the country or I'm out of town. And that is one of my favorite things to do because you know me, I love to watch TV. But guys, let me tell you a little bit more about it. Online protection with the single click is very simple. You just choose your location and click connect. NordVPN won't track or share what you do online, and your data is always protected by next generation encryption. Get started now by clicking the link in the description or in the comment section of this video. That's nordvpn.com/saintscs to get 4 months free of NordVPN and a 30-day money-back guarantee. All right, moving on to the next winner. It's Alvin Kamara. I know that y'all might be a little bit surprised about this one because there's a whole legal situation brewing in the distance. That being said, he looks awesome. Like, he has looked so good. He looks so smooth, silky, buttery, just like it's easy movements for him. And he just looks so explosive still. Derek Carr has been very impressed with him. He has loved working with Alvin Kamara. And last time that they saw each other, Alvin Kamara was busy giving him the business against Las Vegas at the Superdome last year when they shut him out. And another thing that I find very interesting is that a lot of the practice for Alvin Kamara has consisted of working on his pass catching ability and that portion of the game. And I think that that's something that the Saints need to bring back and make a big part of their offense if they want to find consistent and quality success throughout the entire season. That's something we didn't see a ton last year, so I love that Alvin Kamara is getting these reps and getting this role back into his arsenal, and hopefully Pete Carmichael gets those play calls going as well. All right, for our last winner, we got Alontae Taylor, and let me tell you, man, Alontae Taylor is just such a dog. He's so good. I have been so impressed, not only in practice, but last year during actual games with Alontae Taylor. And he's been taking cornerback 2 reps over Paulson Adebo, which makes him a big-time winner because not only is he getting outside reps, but he was also getting reps in the slot, and he's been showing great anticipation, picking off multiple balls. Even in today's practice, he jumped a ball that was thrown by Jake Haener, went and snagged it, said, "Give me my lunch money, son. You're a rookie. I'm a second year. This is how we're going to make things happen." And that's what exactly he did. Alontae Taylor last season, 0 interceptions, just like Paulson Adebo. But the PFF coverage grade is better for Alontae Taylor, and I find that pretty interesting, especially because he's a rookie and he's a guy that is really going to push Paulson Adebo to potentially take over as CB2. But in terms of the production, you can see these guys are pretty similar. But I think in pass coverage, Alontae Taylor's a little bit better. Paulson Adebo having more tackles, that could be a little bit of a product of less pass breakup, so you just take him down right then and there, plus also just, more reps over Alontae Taylor. So I wouldn't look into those tackle numbers too much, but the pass breakup and the PFF coverage is something that intrigues me. So pick a cornerback 2 for me. Type AT for Alontae Taylor. Type PA for Paulson Adebo. I can't wait to see what y'all have to say. I'm going to be in the comment section chopping it up with you guys. All right, so let's get into the losers, because in life there's winners and there's losers. So Jameis Winston is today's first loser, and let me say this. He's not that big of a loser. Like, he hasn't looked bad. He's looked fine. He's looked good enough as a quarterback 2, and that's what he is. He's not a starting quarterback this year. You don't have to expect him to be. Should he be ready to go? Absolutely, in case Derek Carr gets hurt. But Taysom Hill has been taking quarterback reps, which I'm taking as Jameis Winston being a loser. The Saints could decide to move on from Jameis Winston if they're okay with Jake Haener at quarterback 2, and that's the luxury of having a player like Taysom Hill, where you can really get a lot of pass catching ability, which is something that he's been really trying to incorporate into his game. And he even said the role that he's trying to, or the work he's been doing is figuring out what that role is as more of a pass catcher, not just a running guy, but a little bit of a pass catcher as well. And when you have a guy who can throw the ball and just be an all-around offensive weapon, Jameis Winston might be at risk because you can always have Taysom Hill as your insurance policy. And if Jake Hayner's good enough to be a quarterback too, I wouldn't be surprised if the Saints decide to move on, maybe even try to make a trade with Hunter Renfrow, like throw him Jameis Winston to the Raiders, that kind of thing, because the whole Jimmy G situation's weird. But point being, Jameis hasn't looked bad. Just Taysom Hill's still getting quarterback reps, as he should. Let me just put that out there, as he should. But if the Saints decide that Taysom Hill is good enough as a QB3 insurance policy, Jake Haener is a good enough QB2, you may see Jameis Winston out the door. Another loser, Trevor Penning / Cesar Ruiz. And why I have both of these guys here, it's because Dennis Allen actually gave a really interesting injury update that might be concerning for some fans. And that injury update, before you get crazy and get all upset about this, I'm going to show John Hendricks' tweet right here. Don't freak out. It's not Michael Thomas. Putting that to rest right now. It is not Michael Thomas. Dennis Allen said that he only anticipates one player being questionable for the start of Saints training camp, but he's optimistic there. Would not say who it was. So my personal belief is it's either a guy like Cesar Ruiz or Trevor Penning, because they both have injuries that are still recovering from last season. So I think that these are players that have high volume, high impact players on the offensive line that take a lot of very physical and aggressive reps. You got to make sure these guys are healthy, so having them be healthy is a big key to success for this team. Again, let me make it very clear, not Michael Thomas, okay? Unless all the reports have been saying Michael Thomas will be ready to go, and coming from the horse's mouth himself, Can't Guard Mike even said, I'm going to be ready to roll training camp day one. Full speed, no questions asked. So I'm going off of what he's saying. If I'm wrong, I'm fully prepared to be wrong, but I think it's Trevor Penning or Cesar Ruiz. And guys, help us out by subscribing, because we're so close to 15,000 subscribers. And I know we can hit it on today's video. We just need 40 of y'all to hit that sub button. And not only will you get great, entertaining, and informative analysis from me, but you'll also get live shows. You'll get news, rumors, training camp coverage even during the regular season, watch parties, all sorts of fun content. So be sure to lock us in, subscribe today, and help us get to 15K. I know we can do it on this video, so let's make it happen, Saints fans. All right, the biggest loser of them all is the rest of the NFL. It's just plain and simple, the rest of the NFL. And why they're losers? Very simple question, or very simple answer, actually, excuse me. This team has so much energy. The charisma is through the roof. The swagger is contagious. This team has an attitude that we haven't seen since like the 2018-2019 season. The 2021, the 2022 season was bad. It just wasn't good. There was not a ton of energy. There wasn't a ton of hype. There wasn't a ton of just, just swagger. I don't know how else to say it, but the team is at its best when the guys are dancing around, they're having fun, most importantly, and when they're getting good work in together. Not just, hey, we got a couple new additions here. This is fun, exciting free agency additions like Jarvis Landry or something. No, this is a juiced up team that's ready to go, that's excited, and is ready to perform today. Or not ready to perform today, but it's ready to have some fun and ready to get back on the field. And I haven't seen a team have this much energy. If you guys need to see what I'm talking about, go to the Saints Twitter page and just look at the videos and the pictures they've been tweeting out, because guys like Jamal Williams, his energy and his charisma and his attitude, it's contagious. And having a guy like that has made the offensive side of the ball that much more enjoyable for those players. Same with the defense. We all know that the defense is a crazy, awesome unit, and they have a lot of fun out there. They're doing that again, and this is when the Saints are at their best. So I'm excited for this season. I can't wait for it, and there's a lot of really good games on the schedule. You need to tell me, though, which game are you most excited about? For me, it's got to be week 1. I just want football back, but I honestly really am looking forward to that Thursday night game against the Jaguars. I think that's going to be a fun one. I think that could be a really good litmus test for the Saints to see how good of a team they truly are against a quality opponent under the lights, under pressure, with the spotlight on you in prime time. So guys, you let me know. And before I get on out of here, one more reminder to subscribe. If you made it to the end of the video, you clearly enjoyed the content, so just hit that red sub button, turn on your noties, and without further ado, y'all stay golden, enjoy your weekend. We'll see you next time.